just like yours. So if you're ever injured on the job or in a crash, contact Friedman Law at friedmanlaw.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I feel like this is some band music, right? Yeah.
Right.
I like
I
it.
can jam.
Please getting it. Yeah. Come on, James. You going to jump in there?
You know, I was always told that bands would make them dance.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. All right. Welcome into the finish line. Here we are at 1040 O Street on Cinco de Mayo. I am Rebecca Pearson. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Bree Fansteel, James Rowland, and our special guest, Shaylee Bade. So how's it going? Woohoo.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
Get some tacos.
I already did that
Tacos.
for lunch.
Margaritas.
Ooh.
What else?
Margaritas.
Oh, I didn't do the margarita yet, but I
Oh.
did go down to Jack's for a carne asada taco special today.
You did?
Yeah, they were great.
Were they? I didn't know. Is their food good there at Jack's?
It's bar food.
Okay.
I enjoy it. Normally, my Sundays at Jack's are spent washing down with pitchers of beer. They went pretty good with Pepsi, though.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I can hear the horseshoes from my house because I live across the street from
Oh,
Jack's.
okay.
I live across the street from the outside where they're throwing the horseshoes or whatever they do back there. Is
Yeah,
that
the
what they do?
washer toss or whatever
Oh,
that
whatever
game
it
is.
is. Yeah.
James
Yeah.
is slinging some washers.
No, I'm more of a cornholer.
Oh,
I'm
Oh.
terrible at both.
you know
Okay.
they got cornhole at Boone.
They sure do.
Now, what's a washer toss? Because I'm not from here. So is that a
That
Nebraska
three
thing?
washer game,
Uh-huh.
the 3 holes, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. No, I thought it was for me. It's horseshoes. I just have the vision of those things flying across the back there, but it's always very peaceful over there. So okay, I got to get over there and check that out. Well, it's very busy in the Haymarket. I live down there and walk to work here, and we've got this great view on O Street, and people are celebrating. Tipsy Tina's had the street blocked off down there, and
Didn't
the
they
rail
have
yard was blocked.
llamas?
Did they have llamas?
I
Like a
think they
real
had-
llama?
like- I think so. I think there was
Hmm.
like 2 real llamas out.
Oh my!
Are we
Or at least there have been in the past.
Maybe they were asleep when I walked by, but I did walk. by.
llamas and drinks post production?
Can we pause the show one
Yeah.
second?
No, we got a serious time slot.
No,
Hey, speaking
kidding.
of washing and washers, how did washing your cargo this weekend, Shaylee?
Bit chilly, but it went good.
Same
Not
here.
bad. Yeah, could have been a little warmer, but take what you can get. It's April in
Yeah.
Nebraska.
What about the trailer? I heard it was a little muddy getting out of Beatrice on Friday.
It was super muddy if you were out there. It started sprinkling during our A main, and then by the time all of the cars pulled in, the next track or the next race went out. and they ended up only making a few laps and they called it. And by that time it was just pouring. And the guys who have like big rigs with like the toters, we don't have quite the drive to get out of mud. So even 4-wheel truck drivers were trying to get out and they were getting stuck. So we ended up getting pulled out by a tractor, long story short.
Interesting. My 25-year-old V6 Mazda pickup with my little 4x6 trailer hauling a Honda Rancher. Yeah, she managed to blast through there in two-wheel
You must
drive.
have parked on that other side on that cement right there, so you were easy way out.
No, matter of fact, I parked down there by the used tire pile.
Okay,
Nice.
that's pretty good.
I wanted
That's
easy
pretty good.
access because, it's way easier to back a big trailer than a small trailer. And I can't back that 4x6 to save my life. So I wanted a spot where I could turn around, but I wasn't planning on the
On
rain.
Yeah.
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 Well, you lucked out.
So
I think the last person got out of there at 2:30 a.m.
Yep.
so-
Shout out to Racine and Nate Thompson.
Yes,
Tommy Denton
troopers.
for trying to get the show in and sticking around till 2:30 and helping pull
They
people
did,
out.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking of trucks, one of our fantastic sponsors of the show is Stern Company, and they supply fuels and lubricants to trucks, to automotive, to those big rigs pulling stuff down the highway. And they understand that your business needs to run like a well-oiled machine. So that's what they do for you, and they help you take care of your equipment. So if you're in the need for fuels and lubricants, you got to think of Stern Company, and they are helping us make this show happen. In addition to Eagle Raceway, where James works sometimes, yes, and these two ladies race sometimes.
Sometimes, all the time, every time, except for Bree because you had that wedding. So
I
that's-
did. I
That's
wore a
like
dress.
the only pass.
I wore a
Hashtag
dress.
priorities.
Absolutely. And at Eagle, they race every Saturday night, pretty much every Saturday night. So if you guys haven't been to dirt tracks, you need to get out there to Eagle or to Beatrice. Both of them you're going to tell us about maybe with a race roundup, James. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Finally got some racing in the area. Still plenty of rainouts going on throughout the area. We were fortunate enough to get most of the show in over at the Beatrice Speedway Friday night. They had the return of the Race Saver sprint cars. This year is actually going to be the first year for a points championship in a sprint car division since like 1974.
Wow.
Something like that. So fortunately, we had some wonderful sponsors, Precise Roofing stepping up to help out with the Race Saver division. Ace Electric kicked in a couple of $100 to give out some spot bonuses. We actually ended up doing a fan vote to see how we were going to give that money away. And I had them choose between odd number finishing positions or even. So what I've coined as the odd squad were the winners out there on Friday night.
The
Everybody
odd
was a
squad.
winner until the rain started. Let's see. I've got my winners stuff right here. We also managed to get everything in on Saturday night over at Eagle Raceway. So fantastic racing throughout. Jeremy Hewish picked up the sprint car feature win. He's out of Jetmore, Kansas. Jordan Grabowski, local runner, and Johnny Thomas, local runner. Jordan Grabowski picked it up in the stock cars and Johnny Thomas in the sport compacts. Double features coming up next Friday over at Beatrice for the divisions that didn't get run. And then moving over to Eagle, another, I'm not going to lie, I was talking to Troy Sanford Saturday night after I got back from Beatrice because he'd had some problems. So I wondered if he'd be ready for Eagle. And at 2:00 in the morning, we both said, well, we'll see what you're doing about 7:00 because we're going to be drinking beer and not going racing tomorrow. And sure enough, the Haydens pulled through like they always do. And we managed to get a pretty good show in. Shaylee, what did you think of last night's racing?
Yeah, actually, I thought the track was going to be kind of crappy due to all the weather, all the rain that we got. Usually it makes that track pretty soft, but overall, we didn't have very many ruts. The track was pretty smooth for the most part. There was actually some dry spots that I was surprised about, but throughout the night as the races went on, I feel like all the cars kind of brought the moisture back, which our results kind of show. We were kind of setting up for a little bit of a slicker track, but as the race went on, it got a little bit heavier and we just were not prepared for that this weekend. But overall, Roger did an excellent job. It was an awesome racing surface, and I think they had a great show. We started a little bit later,
Which is a shock for Eagle Raceway.
Well,
Normally we start early.
Not only that, but all of the surrounding area tracks rained out. So you had all of these extra cars coming in all of these classes. So everybody was still backed up to like O Street right when we were supposed to start hot laps. So they pushed everything back and we still got over at what, 10:30?
Yeah, 10:30 before the figure eight stuff started. That took a little bit. That took a little while, but that was still pretty entertaining. I mean, I haven't gone to figure eight stuff since I was a kid, and I wish I would have gotten the figure eight winner's name, but shout out to the NE Figure Eight and Series for coming out to do an exhibition over at Eagle Raceway. Other winners from Eagle Raceway on Saturday night in your A1 Iron stock cars, Kyle Vanover picked up the win in a great battle against Nick Beckman. I thought for sure Beckman was going to get that first career stock car win out of the way, but when you've got a wily veteran like Kyle Vanover, man, he's a hard one to keep behind you. In the Avid Realty Sport Mods, Cole Wayman led green to checkered in a green to checkered feature. So, Bree, sometimes they say that sport mods do sport mod things.
Boy,
or-
no, green to checkered's pretty rare with us sport mod drivers, but Cole Wayman, that kid is on a rail in anything he gets into. I think he's gonna go big someday. He already kind of has. I actually talked to him about some late model things that we're gonna talk about a little bit later.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a new nickname for him because, well, frankly, he's going on 22 years old. So I don't know that Kid Lightning is a super fitting nickname anymore, but
Big Kid Lightning?
Big Kid Lightning.
Older
I don't
Kid
know that
Lightning.
he'd like that.
I'm not a name person.
In your Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, another first-time winner for Sean Harker. You raced against Sean in the Sport Mods back in the day. He moved up to the A Mods a couple of years ago and picked up that first feature win overall in the Modifieds. And you know what they say, that first one is always the hardest to come by. I expect we'll see him in victory lane before too long. Moving on to your Valentino's hobby stocks, and a guy that's no stranger to victory lane at Eagle Raceway or pretty much anywhere throughout the area. Dylan Richards in the 24R got the win. He also picked up a cool $200 bonus from the Party On Award from
Ooh.
Gatsby Glass.
What was his celebration?
He did a bunch of donuts and nobody
love
else
those.
did anything. Cowards.
Oh,
I'm
my
calling you out.
goodness.
That's right.
My.
That's
I hear
right.
a challenge in that, James.
I
That's
do
right.
hear a
Well,
challenge.
we've got this great bonus from Gatsby Glass each week. It kicks in $100 to your A-Main winner. Well, to your A-Main winner that does the best celebration overall. And Dylan Richards was the only one. I can't spoil what he told me he was going to do. I was bummed that he didn't do what he told me he was
We're
going
gonna
to
do
do.
backflip.
No,
Well,
it
maybe you
it
could say
involved
what you
gonna
wish
do a
somebody
backflip?
would do.
Think Donuts and Kyle Larson.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're scared. There was a few weeks back, there was a guy who celebrated his win and ended up flipping his
I
car over
saw
on the
that.
lid. Oh my goodness. I felt so bad. But
Go
at the
win
same time, I
$400
probably
to put
rewatched
a
it about
$1,200 body on it.
20 times.
So, do
No.
people ever climb on top of a mod or a sprint
Oh,
and do a backflip off? Like in
I don't know from the top.
Okay.
Maybe
I don't
little
know.
scary.
Not since
the
Carl
window-
Edwards. I
from the
don't think
window
I've seen a
well from the
backflip.
wheel.
Oh yes,
Okay.
or yeah.
Yeah,
Window
because
well.
in NASCAR, of course, that's a couple of folks are famous for doing that. But NASCAR got rained out this weekend. Well, they got rain delayed, so they're just now
Mhm.
getting started. So I didn't know if people, they follow each other and try to one up each
Mhm.
other across all this race series, or it's just a dirt track thing.
All right,
Donuts.
I've kind of been holding off from this last one. In your Nebraska Septic Sprint cars, I just don't want to be wrong here, but Brandon Horton picked up the win in the 1B. I believe it's his first career win in the Race Saver cars, so congratulations to Brandon. That was our night out at Eagle Raceway on Saturday. Like Shaylee alluded to, we were kind of worried about weather and mud and track conditions, and it all pretty much lined up to a T. You don't normally get a perfect night like that. Like, my biggest complaint about the races last night is when it chilled off, it chilled way off way fast.
So when you have a downpour, how long does it take to get the track back prepped to run? Again, on asphalt, you've got blowers going around.
Well,
but
sometimes like where we're at, it's not always the track; it's
Mhm.
the pits. You can't get the rigs in
okay.
and out, or everybody gets stuck.
Oh, interesting.
So-
Okay.
and we're all dirt, so
Mhm.
So
So it doesn't matter how wet it is. Nobody cares.
Exactly,
Okay. So
yes.
it's all about
Like
the pits. Yeah.
Roger has the equipment to get the track and everything good, but
Mhm.
do you have the time and the people to get all of the pits? That way, all the rigs and everything doesn't
What do they
rut
do
everything
to
up.
prepare the pits when there's been a downpour? How do they
roll
deal
it
with
in,
that?
bunch of trucks,
Like
sheet
gravel
put
and
it.
stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
No
They'll
gravel.
just drive
drive
around.
Yeah,
around
just
and
drive around,
pat
pack
it down.
In, yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so it takes
Interesting.
time.
Yeah. See, I'm still learning, so I get to ask these questions.
Right?
So,
Ironically, that was actually the concern that we thought was going to cancel Beatrice on Friday night.
Okay.
Tommy knew that they could get the track worked in, but it was the pit area. And I mean, I guess I didn't notice until Friday night, but I think the pits in Beatrice might be a little bit softer dirt.
well, if you had to tow people out of there, something wasn't working for you that night, right?
Yeah,
So you
and
couldn't.
They're going to have to do a lot of pit
Prep,
work
yes.
just because a
Interesting.
lot of those big rigs really rutted it.
Right. Right. Okay. So did you cover everything, or do we have stuff from?
Yeah,
Brittany?
well,
Okay.
talking about rain, I know last week was kind of womp womp. There's not a lot of racing going
Right.
on. Ricky Thornton Jr., very popular name in the dirt track racing world, did kick off the rain delayed weekend with back-to-back wins in his super late model at Georgetown Speedways. They had a Melvin L. Joseph Memorial, followed by Devin Moran and Garrett Albertson. As far as yesterday's World of Outlaw late models, they welcomed Ryan Gustin. That's a name in the modified and stock car world. Their family races to his 6th career super late model victory in this series, followed by Bobby Pierce and Nick Hoffman. Then there was the 15,000 to win late model race, the Ralph Latham Memorial Race that ended up getting postponed to a future date due to weather. So we didn't get a whole lot there with the Lucas Oil, but we did get some World of Outlaw late model racing. It looked like Bobby Pierce and I believe it was Tyler Erb were throwing some mean sliders at each
saw
other
it,
during
yep.
that race.
There's a bit of tapping going on. I watched
A
that
little
one.
bit. There was a
Uh-huh.
little retaliation,
Yep.
but enough to keep everybody on the track. But it was getting a little dicey. Like, hey, if you're gonna door me, I'm gonna door you, and I'm gonna make sure if I don't see you, I'm going. But Bobby was able to hold on to that 2nd place. So a lot of good racing going on. I'm very excited for Mother Nature to get out whatever she's doing and get it over with, so we can get back to our weekly racing and all of our specials going on full time.
Yeah, and I watched the World of Outlaw sprint races. So you had in the Friday night you had at Eldora. So Sheldon Haudenschild, he took that one. He's a name that you hear a lot about. And then on Saturday night you had David Gravel win and beat out Donnie Schatz. And of course, this is like Donnie Schatz's home track, right? He's been with TSR forever, Tony Stewart Racing, and so it was back and forth for almost the entire time. And I was asking Shaylee earlier, like, do you love that kind of race where it's back and forth? Because I feel like it's when the music stops, it's whoever's in front, kind of a thing. So what's that like? Have you had a race like that before, Shaylee?
Yeah, it's definitely always a lot of fun that way. Like when you do win, like you just feel like you earned it rather than, starting on the front row and leading every race. Like, yeah, that's fun. But when you actually have to race for it and pass for it and be good
Right.
and consistent, like that's when you really feel like you earned it.
You feel like you earned it. Yeah. And it's not, and they had a wreck in like the last lap too. So then that, puts everybody
Green, white
back.
checker.
Yep. Green and white checker.
Bunches
kind of
you
thing,
back
which
up.
is-
And I honestly hate that just because everybody's like right behind you
Right.
and everybody wants a spot that you're at.
Yes. Right.
It's like it's the worst feeling ever.
And they've
I'm
been
sure it's the
studying
stress.
you. You don't know if they
Yes,
found
you
something
don't- yeah.
faster.
Uh-huh.
Yes, like you don't know where they're at, but they've been watching you this whole time. So
Yeah.
they kind of have the advantage.
And is that adrenaline just like rushing, when the checker flag or the green flag goes down, you just like
yes.
take
All
off.
you gotta do is pray
Just
to baby
plant-
Jesus
plant
and
your
don't
foot.
mess
Yep.
up.
plant your foot in the gas and drive and
yes,
hope that nothing goes wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Make sure your motor don't stumble
Right.
or hit a slick spot, spin your tires, and then you're done.
And then you're done. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, I think the only race we haven't covered yet is the Miami Grand Prix. So Formula One's in town, so to speak, in the United States at least, and they're in Miami. I didn't know they'd had 3 Grand Prix in Miami. I feel like it was a brand new race, but this is their 3rd one in Miami, which is kind of fun. And they race around the Dolphins Stadium. Ben, did you know that? They race around the football stadium?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that sounds like something fun, I think, that,
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan. So
Okay.
that'd be-
Well, you and Jake.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. We're resident Dolphins fans.
I
here.
did not know that Jake had a compatriot and being a Dolphins fan. Uh-oh. All
Yeah,
right.
both
You're-
of us. Then I'm going to be the new early break intern. So
Okay. Well,
early break is just full of it.
we might need to do a road trip for the next Grand Prix down in Miami or something. So our
I'd be
early
down.
break host, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go to an F1 race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So speaking of F1, with any luck, I have confirmed, sort of, I should know for sure tomorrow that our tech guy is going to be on next week with us. So Tomek Young, I used to work with at ExxonMobil, and he is the Formula One, Mobile One expert. These guys travel around with the team. We're with Red Bull. ExxonMobil's with Red Bull. They were second today, so Max was second. Max is pretty much it. He's the bomb in F1 these days, wins them all. But actually, Lando Norris won the Miami Grand Prix, which is our former team McLaren, which we used to be with for a long time.
Oh,
You know,
I'm so excited.
I almost didn't even look at the F1 results because I
Yeah.
thought for sure it was going to be the Max Verstappen
It
show.
was
But
not.
great for Lando.
Yep.
I'm a guy that really likes names,
Yep.
and Lando is just awesome.
Yep. So you had McLaren, then Red Bull, and then you had Leclerc and Ferrari. It's very unusual actually to have one of each, right? Usually the team takes it or something like that. So even if you're not a Formula One fan, tune in next week, because when you listen to someone who travels around with the team, talks about what it takes for even for lubricants, something that sounds very uninteresting, but I lived for 25 years talking about how much of a performance advantage that a lubricant can provide is pretty interesting. Plus, he works with the fuels as well. So the whole thing is kind of interesting from a technical perspective, but he also, because he travels with the team, has a whole different storyline to tell of what it's like to be with Red Bull these days. And he was around, we were with McLaren as well. And he's been around with ExxonMobil for a long time. So pretty sure he'll be on with us next week. He was just going to triple check, but he's sort of tentatively confirmed. So
that'll be super exciting.
It will be fun. Yes.
That's not a world I know anything about.
I know.
Right? I'm
I know.
excited.
So and
where's
racing's
he out
racing.
of?
So
Where would
he
he be
lives
coming-
in New Jersey, but because he's always traveling, he's in Miami today, obviously, but they have an off, they go every other week in Formula One. So he I forget where they're at next. I should know that. But anyway, wherever the travel is, he seems to think he can make it. It's probably a U.S. race since they're here in the U.S. He can make it next week to join us. So yeah, it should be fun. And he's a really cool guy. He's from Poland. He's got a wonderful sense of humor, and he's got an interesting story of how he got to ExxonMobil. So anyway, just a neat guy, and something different that you wouldn't always hear, except right here on 93.7 The Ticket. So did we cover we covered all the races? There's no SCCA. There was a little test and tune this weekend. All right, what are you doing coming up, Shaylee? What's your next race?
Well, we were kind of talking about this at the shop. We were thinking about it. James brought it up to us, but there's a 3-day show that we can kind of hit this weekend. Would be Friday, Albion, Eagle Raceway on Saturday, and then Huset's on Sunday.
Awesome. Okay.
I think I'm going to make that 3-day swing with you guys.
Excellent.
Well, I'm not riding with you guys, but I know for sure I'm going Friday. Know for sure I'm going Saturday, and I'm kind of 50-50. Now that I
on
like
Sunday.
Now that I like to drive a little bit
me
more.
About going on Friday. Now you're questioning on Sunday.
No, I think I'm going to Huset's on Sunday. This will be my longest drive ever.
How far is it for you? Well, you're in Lincoln, right?
Well, yeah, you're in Lincoln
you can ride
too.
with us.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm going to Huset's on Sunday.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a break, but before I do that, this first segment was brought to us by Eagle Chassis from Mike Boston, master welder, expert chassis builder right here in Lincoln, but will help you all over the country with your chassis and many other things. So thank you, Mike, for your support. We will take a break and be right back with James and Shaylee trying to decide on their travel plans. So
all right.
This is 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
This is Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon reminding you to vote for my friend and colleague, Carolyn Bozin. Carolyn Bozin is a strong voice for Lincoln who we need representing us in the legislature. Carolyn Bozin voted for historic funding for education to support our schools and for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history. Carolyn Bozin is the voice we need representing us in the legislature. This is Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon. Join me in supporting Carolyn Bozin for legislature on May 14th.
Paid for by Bozin for legislature.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Facing the court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we believe in treating every person with respect, compassion, and understanding. When legal troubles are keeping you up, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. To learn more, call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Celebrate the moms or special women in your life with the perfect gift from Riddles Jewelry. Save up to 30% on our sparkling selection of diamond, gemstone, and gold jewelry. Riddles makes gift giving easy. Find the perfect pair of matching items totaling $500 or more, and you'll receive a free jewelry case as our gift to you. Riddles Jewelry, for life's special moments since 1959.
Located inside Gateway Mall.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
And welcome back to the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket. James Rowland joined with Bree Fansteel, Shaylee Bade, and Rebecca Pearson, and Ben over there hitting the buttons. Welcome back, race fans.
And you know, you can watch us or listen to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, channel 961 at Allo. You can text us on 402-464-5685 or call in. You can chat in the YouTube, text us, be a part of the show. We love that.
And if you happen to be caught out mowing, you can check us out on all your favorite podcast platforms the next day.
That's true. We record all of these things, and we just got started with this season last week. This week, and we had last week was just getting to know Bree and James, and this week we are graced with Shaylee Bade here. And Bree, she's a friend of yours and a connection. So why don't you introduce us more to Shaylee Bade?
Yeah, okay. So Shaylee Bade, aka my best friend's older sister.
Go best friend.
Go best friend. Shaylee, I like to say mud to mom and back again, because you are not only a trailblazer in this industry, in the dirt car racing world. You're also a mother, but starting, like, let's go back to the very first record that you broke at, what, 7 years old?
I was a little bit older than that. It was 2007. So I had to have been, give or take,
you're probably like 13, 14,
10, 11.
You were young.
No, I was definitely older than that. I had to have been like 14.
Okay,
14.
we can do the math.
Yeah.
So, when were you born?
So, right?
So at about 14.
At 14
Somewhere
years
there.
old,
Young.
this young lady goes into a dirt racing event with her dad and just going in to have fun, right? And you end up breaking history. What was that race and what happened?
So Dad and I raced go-karts all over the Midwest, and we were chasing points for like IKF and WKA, and kind of Max Daddy started coming around the Midwest, which they always stayed on like the East Coast. And so we went, it was $1,000 to win.
Ooh.
And Dad was like, well, you want to go to Warrensburg because that's where everybody was going. So that's where we went. We got signed in and they were like, did you guys want to enter in the Big Kahuna? And my dad was like, well, what is the Big Kahuna? They're like, well, after all of the races are done, they do a special race, like all the cars time trial in. And then that's how you guys start. And then it'll be $1,000 to win. And it's called the Big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna. What does Big Kahuna mean?
Big balls.
Oh.
So
And big
we've
old
got
balls.
the biggest balls of them all.
So you won that race then?
So we won the,
And
first.
I hope you listened to the AC/DC song on the way back.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So we are still currently 2024, still currently the only junior Kahuna female champion.
I like it.
Oh,
yeah, pretty
my
cool.
goodness.
Very cool. You should be super proud of that.
I am. You know, it was pretty cool for my dad and I. And that race ended up getting super, super late. So by the time we finished our features and started time trialing for this next race, it was right about midnight. So we didn't race this race until probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Now, were you totally jazzed, weren't tired at all? Or you just running on adrenaline, or were you starting to get tired?
Pretty much. No, definitely all adrenaline.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you know, back when I raced go-karts, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is we didn't have big money shows as go-karts. Like, our big money shows of what we weekly race for was just a couple $100. So for $1,000 for a go-kart show, like that was like $1 million to a 14-year-old.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So it was a big deal.
Yes.
And it was a ton of cars that night. And like I said, my dad and I got there and we had no idea that it was going on, and we ended up taking it all. So that was pretty darn cool.
Except you couldn't get ice cream probably at 2 a.m. to
No,
celebrate.
definitely.
No,
It's okay. I went to bed holding that trophy, and it was
so
just
cute.
awesome. Didn't need ice cream.
No. So what did you plow the money back into the race team and the cart, or did you actually go buy ice cream the next day or something? Treat
So,
yourself to something.
I treated myself to a lizard.
A lizard.
I bought.
Why am I not
that was
surprised?
my bearded
Oh my.
dragon.
That thing
Kahuna.
I think you were racing and your sister and I were staying over at your grandma's house one time, and that thing got caught in my hair. We weren't supposed to be playing with it. I'm so sorry. We were playing with it and it got stuck in my
see that.
hair.
Did you know about this
Were you
before right
freaked
now?
out?
No, yeah, first
Yeah, no,
time.
she didn't.
Wow.
I didn't say anything.
Right? It's, yeah, those confessions all these years later.
Yes.
But he was an awesome lizard.
He was.
Like,
And
he
his
would
name was
Kahuna.
Kahuna. Of course it
Yeah,
was. Yes.
he was so cool. He would like sit on your shoulder and wave. He was
Okay.
just so well tempered. He was a bearded dragon.
Okay.
Awesome little dude.
How long do bearded dragons live?
I think average like 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So he survived the hairnet or whatever was going on there.
Yeah,
and-
or Shaylee was going to be
Kill
the end
you?
of both of me and Chantel.
They knew not to mess with my stuff. I was very
Serious.
protective. So
Well,
I
she's
love
the big
it.
sister,
So she
so-
bought a lizard with her winnings.
yeah, no ice cream.
Yeah, just a lizard. This tells you a little bit about Shaylee. I'm sure there's more stories to come. Aren't there,
yeah.
Bree? We got
Oh,
more
yeah.
stories to
She's
come.
well, you got your pig
I was
too.
gonna say the longer this goes on, the weirder I'm going to get.
Okay.
Great.
All right, bring
Yeah.
it.
Well, okay. So speaking of Big Kahuna, what do you have here today, Shaylee?
Sure.
A shirt. You've got 3 shirts, right?
Oh,
Three of
yes.
them?
So are
yes,
we
we're
talking
gonna do a
giveaway? Is giveaway something that's happening right now? What do you think, James?
I think we are definitely going to give away 3 of these Shaylee Bade racing shirts.
Which, if you are watching on YouTube, I'm going to hold one up. That way you can see it. We have black,
How cool
white,
that is.
and neon yellow. There's the back. Here's the front. They are pretty BA, if I have to say so myself. If I was
are.
going to buy a shirt, this is the shirt I would buy.
And they're very good for either gender.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think those
Oh,
colors
yes.
work everywhere. Look at
Yes.
that hot
Uni
car.
And it doesn't even have to be a t-shirt. So this year for the ladies, we have crop tops and tank tops.
Nice.
So if you
Whoa,
want a crop
whoa,
top and a
whoa,
tank
whoa.
top rather than a t-shirt, I got you.
So we
There
want
is a lot of dude drivers that are putting out tank tops or there's a lot of dude race fans that buy tank tops
Well,
these
it's
days. I'm a
hot.
tank top fan. Or are you talking like racerback?
These
Like-
are these are
these are
definitely
girls
Razorback.
Razorback. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
For
the
Not
girls
like-
yoga.
No.
You've been to the pits. I don't feel like a lot of drivers cater to the ladies. It's all men.
Well, that's
stuff.
factual.
Mhm.
But
Actual
let's
factual.
be realistic. who's the ones with the credit card spending all the hubbies' money?
Mhm.
The ladies.
All right. All right.
So why don't we have more ladies stuff?
And women make 80% of the purchases in this country.
Well, Craig
period. Full
Delansky
stop
used to
of
make ladies
everything.
stuff.
So,
Mic drop.
Totally agree
right?
with that. Yes.
So while people are thinking about how to text in at what's the number for texting in, we have a question on the text line, but what's the number for texting in? James, do you know it?
You
Quiz
can reach
time.
us at 402-464-5685.
What is that number again, Bree?
402
464.
464 5685.
Sidekick helped you out here.
She did a
Okay.
great
I
job.
think we have a question on the text line or the YouTube chat where we get a question there.
Yeah,
Ben?
we had a text on text line saying, "How do I get into 305 racing?"
Oh.
Awesome. Super easy. You just need a money tree. That is it.
Yeah, whole bunch
You
of
just-
money.
Yep, that's it. Just some money. That's all you need. Yep. So that's why like sponsors are a huge thing in the racing world. Like, yes, it'd be so nice if money grew on trees, but how all of us drivers are able to do what we love to do is sponsors. So we thank you guys for, sponsoring a race car.
Absolutely.
It's not our race car, but that's okay.
Well, that's okay.
It
We
gives
met
us
Mike
somebody
last
else
year. I
to
didn't know
beat,
you
right?
last year, but that's
Right,
okay.
right.
You know,
Mike's
90
a legend here, right? You should know
Yes.
that.
You know, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com were proud sponsors Friday night over at the Beatrice Speedway of the Hard Charger
Yes, they
Award.
were,
I should have
right?
could who
Last
won
year?
that in the race roundup.
Oh,
No,
I
that was
started
this
to
Friday
ask
night.
you, was it
Well,
a fitting
thank you.
winning? You're welcome. You're welcome. Was it a fitting winner? How hard charging were they?
Yeah, Joey Danley passed 9
Nice.
cars going
Oh, my
15th to
goodness.
6th, took home that $100 bonus, and he was actually on call working for the previous tenant in this building and didn't get to
Oh,
race last night.
my.
So I still haven't been able to give him that $100.
My, so the previous tenant in this building was LES, connecting the dots. So
Lincoln Electric Systems,
Lincoln
for
Electric
those of you not in
System,
the area.
And we are in the old LES building. So for all you people listening, we're at 1040 O Street. We literally have glass. You could come right now. If you live in the area, jump in your car, come down, wave at us because you can see Shaylee and Bree and James and me
All
and
the
Ben.
people that want to give me
right
the finger,
here.
this is a great place to walk by and do it.
opportunity.
You might have a hard time seeing me over the computers.
Oh,
but
that's
I-
true, yeah.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm a little short.
Are
so.
you vertically challenged, Ben?
Vertically
That's a good way to
challenged
put
Ben.
it. That's a good way to
nice.
put it.
That's how you will
Nice.
forever be known on this show.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So but
Hopefully, I can change that.
VTB or VCB.
so who are your sponsors that help you, Shaylee?
So our sponsors, biggest one, Hellgate Construction, which is also my husband, Home Shield Roofing, Scoops Ice Cream, Restore Muscle Car, Carpetland, Pyrogasm Fireworks, Sean Bigler, My Race Pass, Sunbear Discount, and Rose Graphics.
Wow, you've got a whole host of them. So can we pick? Can we have Scoops come down and bring us some samples of
Ooh,
ice
yeah,
cream?
yummy.
And the best part is I am actually helping them out Tuesdays, Thursdays, 12 to 4. So you can get scooped ice cream by me.
And where do we find Scoops if we all want to go there?
Yes, it is at 70th and Van Dorn.
70th and
Yes.
Van Dorn
Right by
Scoops.
Brewski's.
So we can see you live scooping ice cream?
Yeah, 12 to 4,
4.
Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Nice. Okay. Well, open invitation to them if they'd like to bring some by for an evening motorsports show. We could do a little tasting of some samples. And
I'd
things
be
like
down.
Do a flight.
We could do
Ooh,
a
I
flight.
didn't
There
even
you
think
go.
of
Flights, I know.
I
With the
love
beer or just with the ice cream? No.
Yeah,
I
we-
love that we
Both
live
would
in
be
We
a
could have
world.
floats.
We actually have this bourbon trail,
Ooh.
and it'd be, we were talking about it really good with like some kind of alcohol.
Yeah, we could do
Like a
floats.
bourbon?
Yeah. Well, it is a bourbon. I don't know if you'd want to do bourbon just because that ice cream really is super bourbony.
I don't know. I do love bourbon.
So one of
that
the
is awesome.
things so we're partnered with the Mill again for race fans who aren't used to listening to 93.7 The Ticket. We cover a lot of sports here. We're 24-hour sports, Lincoln's Real Sports Talk, but we're also in our new location partnered with the Mill, so you can get coffee here, but they also serve alcohol and they make special
What?
drinks for us. So possibly, if we twist their arm and we work it well, we might be able to do like a flight of scoops and a flight of some liqueurs or something, or have them concoct something special that you can only get at the 11th and O Mill. What do you
I
think?
love this idea. This is
Okay.
fantastic.
I'm liking this idea too.
All right. Okay. So we're going to put that on our list. And what else we got? Bree?
Well, let's talk about this shirt and the big kahuna. So
That
what do you
means
think,
big
Shaylee?
balls.
We're big balls. Dun, dun, dun. So, James, you're saying if they text into the line, let's say big
Let's-
kahuna, or we thinking big kahuna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Big Kahuna.
Big kahuna.
Okay,
It's
so
a fine set of words.
it's a fine set of words.
And they have to spell it right.
Oh,
You don't have to spell it right. I don't know how to spell it.
Phonetic spelling will do.
hey,
Any kind
if
of
they
phonetic
spell it wrong, can you try to pronounce it the way that they spell it?
Yes.
Like
Good.
Big
That could be
Kahuanae
We'll see. We'll see.
That
Yes.
could be fun.
So if you text in Big Kahuna right now
to
for-
402-464-5685.
until 8 is when we'll close, we will give out the first 3 people to text a free Shaylee Bade Racing brand new 2024 t-shirt in whatever size you want. We've got sizes, small through 4X?
3X.
3X? Okay, small through 3X. So start texting in
And you
and
can
Big Balls or Big Kahuna.
whatever you got, and you can pick
No,
it
it's
up.
got to be Big Kahuna.
Yeah, Big Kahuna, because Big Balls is a cop out because we want to see how you spell Big Kahuna, and you
And
can
we
pick those
definitely
shirts
don't
up.
want to see.
No, definitely not. No drawings either.
Just
Although it
text.
might be fun to challenge some illustrations, but
Please
can-
just text Big Kahuna in.
okay. If you win one of the shirts, you don't have to run down here and get here before we leave at 8. You may come anytime during the week. We're open from about 7:30, 8 o'clock. You can get in here, pick up your shirt till 6 o'clock at night. So come by and see us during the week. And if you're a regular sports fan, don't forget that we are the home of all things sports, not just football, volleyball, but swimming, diving, bowling, wrestling, gymnastics, basketball. We got it all, men's and women's, and a whole bunch of other things. So with that, I think we need to take a break. So we will talk to Shaylee Bade when we come back after this break with 93.7 The Ticket.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Old School with DP and J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Finish Line, where we talk all things motorsports. You can listen in live on 93.7 FM, theticketfm.com, YouTube, Twitch, X, which was formerly Twitter, or Facebook Live. Also, you can check out Next Day on your favorite podcast platform. And I do want to thank you guys for texting in. We have some winners already. We will shoot you all a message after the show to get your t-shirt size.
Okay, and I think we might have a few questions too. Do you want to see if we want to entertain those?
What
do you
are those
think?
questions?
All right. We got two. So first one that was asked was, who are the toughest drivers to beat at Eagle Raceway?
Ooh, that's a good
So
one.
in the sprint car
class?
division, what
That-
class?
That,
I was
that-
like,
that-
James,
that-
what do
up
you
to- up
think?
to- up to
James
you.
Bree and
You get to
Shaylee,
watch all
yeah.
Everyone can answer.
So, Shaylee,
Yeah, I
who
guess
do you
we all
think
can answer.
in the sprint car division?
Sprint car division right now. Me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She's not.
No, I wish. Probably the Danleys. They've been on it this year right now. They've got something figured out. And I guess every time Tyler Drucke comes out, he is just fast right now. I don't know what he's doing, but it is working.
Yeah, they are pretty fast. What do you agree with that, James?
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. I mean, especially in the Race Saver division, you just have so many. We truly have a great field of cars. I mean, Brandon Horton has been coming on strong. He doesn't win as much as certain people, but that dude is consistent. Like when I was doing the infield reporting stuff at Eagle, it seemed like almost every week I was talking with Horton in the infield. The Danleys, absolutely. Jason won the 2022 track championship. Joey won the 2023 track championship. So it's kind of hard to argue that they aren't kind of at the top of their game right now. Of course, you mentioned Tyler Drucke, the 2023 Race Saver National Points champion. Stu Snyder goes out and wins a ton. His 2022, I think, was his best year in like ever. Picked up something like 18 feature wins. Like there was a ton. Well, you remember that year that he had all the stickers down the back of the tail tank. Adam Gullion can get out there and shoe it from time to time.
Okay. Yep. And we've had Stu here on the show last year. We had Stu, so hopefully we can get him.
Yeah, we
again
might have
here.
to bring him back.
Yep. And Joey Danley's team will be here with us in a
with
few
Empire.
weeks. Yeah. And
Yeah,
of
they'll
course,
be
if
here.
Joey can find time, he is welcome to join us.
Come here.
And what about you? Who's the hardest to beat in your division?
Sport mod. I feel like, especially at Eagle Raceway, even at US 30, if you look at the top 10 finishers on any given night, I think almost everyone would agree they're all A feature winning cars. Like any one of them could do it. I'd say at least last year for sure. If we saw Cole Wayman was one of them, I know he was an A mod, but now he's back in a B mod. He did just win at Eagle Raceway last night. If I see him in there, I'm like, well, I'm going for second place. No, he's very dominant. I think Noah Williams is.
Oh, that is a kid who
Noah
just
Williams
came on
can
strong.
and he's so smooth when he drives too. He's pretty dominant. Then you have some veterans like Matt Andrews. He can get the bottom line to like nobody's business. So I think those guys are pretty
People to
pretty
watch.
deadly
So,
behind the wheel.
Right.
You mentioned US 30. How do you not mention the guy that
Okay,
wins at
Robbie
Lincoln
Tom.
County Raceway last night?
Robbie Tom. I didn't even think about that. Robbie Tom, I think a lot of people could agree. If he is
Well-
behind you, he won't be behind you for long. And he's probably one of the cleanest drivers I've ever driven against.
I'm going to go ahead and call him out, though.
Ooh.
I mean, Robbie Tom, he's winning just about everywhere over Boone County Raceway, Lincoln County Raceway, just about anywhere but Eagle Raceway. You could always come out there. You know,
lay
they
down
say
the
you want
sack.
to, I mean, they say if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So you got to get to Eagle Raceway to do that. I mean, biggest field of cars in the state of Nebraska,
right.
toughest competition,
Hardest track.
hardest
Changes all
track.
the time. Eagle's
All right.
a hard track.
All right, the challenge has been laid down, and when he goes out to race, and if he wins, then we will have you on the show. How's that to come visit us
I bet
here
Robbie'd
at
be fun.
937 The Ticket? That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, challenge laid down. Anybody who knows him, give him a shout out, including the three
Start
of you.
tagging
So-
Robbie now.
Tagging Robbie
Let
now.
him
We
know.
got an invite.
I'm gonna get a message. Bree, don't do that ever again, please. No, I'm kidding. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I
that's
like
outstanding.
Robbie.
Yeah, that's terrific. Now, I think we had another question, didn't we? Did we have
Yes,
another
yes. We had a question for Shaylee saying, if you couldn't race a sprint car, what would you race and why?
Pigs.
That would be a heck of a lot cheaper, James.
Oh,
Would you
I'm
enter
sure it
your own
would.
pig in that one? Yeah. So
She is fast.
She's
So
fast.
when we chase her with the gator, she knows her like boundaries. She can run she is a little bit older now, but when we used to chase her, she was running like 14, 15 miles
Oh
per
my
hour.
goodness.
That is
Wow.
moving for like 4 inches of leg.
I need a video of
She
the
got the
gator
learn
kid on her.
chasing the pig.
I
I'm
do have
sorry.
one. I do have
need
one.
video on the ticket feed,
Okay.
please. And what is pig's name?
Smoky Bacon Bait Helget.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
So
One more
if,
time?
if Smoky
What a
Bacon
name.
is running and happens to like trip, does she flip like a sprint car or just roll?
She's gonna
Flops
roll.
the jelly
She's
roll.
going to tuck and roll like a Twinkie.
Oh, I love that.
And then go like
Yeah.
a 10, right? Tuck and roll and hands up
It's a
for a
10.
10. It's a
And she's
10.
gonna be like, "Where's my treat?"
Oh my
lady?"
gosh. I
she-
can't wait for that video.
Is
That's
she
awesome.
still beer motivated?
Definitely beer motivated. But hold on, let's go back here
Oh,
real quick
yeah, that
because we
wasn't
can
the
talk
question.
all day about Smoky Bacon. If I could race anything, it would be a midget. Absolutely love it. So if you guys have never been down to the Chili Bowl, which is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it is an indoor race in January. Best racing around. All of the heat races are on all of the nights. There's like 5 qualifying nights, and every single heat race could dang near be an A main. Like this last year, I was Kyle Larson was starting behind me. Like,
oh my gosh.
yeah, I know. In my first
Not
midget
nerve-wracking
race
at all,
ever.
right, yeah.
Yeah, not nerve wracking. And we just bought the car a month ago.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I've never fired that car until I, had hot laps that day. But anyways, midgets, so much fun, so much horsepower for a little car. You hit that gas just a little bit too hard, you pop a
Oh.
wheelie all the way down front stretch, back stretch.
And
So
just
easy
the
to do.
sound. There's
Oh,
there's
so much
something
fun.
about a midget. Oh my god.
And how much
that's what I'm
horsepower in a
saying.
midget?
A whole
Oh,
bunch?
Yeah,
a whole bunch. So we were talking about
It's a
horsepower
lot.
before we came on air, right? So the
So-
410s have 900 or the 360s
Yes,
have 900?
410s have 900,
Yep.
305s are like 500, and your
Okay.
360s about 700. But
Okay.
I want to say your midget is lighter than all of your cars, but
Mhm.
has the same
Power
horsepower
to
or
weight ratio,
equivalent
or, yeah.
to a 360.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, wow.
But
All right.
super freaking
That
light.
does- yes, that
Yeah,
sounds
so
like loads of fun.
And what's funny about like a midget is you only have half of the motor. So if you ever look at the motor, you only literally have half of a motor.
Wow.
It's kind of
Okay.
weird.
All
But
right.
they cost like double a regular motor.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you have any more plans to do midget stuff? I know we don't get a ton of midget races throughout the area, but do you have anything lined up? Are you going to go to Fairbury this summer?
That's our plan. We're going to try to go to Fairbury. So we're going to try to hit like a few local things around here just to get kind of the feel more for that midget since we don't have any.
Go down to
before we
Beloit the
go
night
down
before.
to the Chili Bowl again, because that's going to be our plan. We're going to go to the Chili Bowl again for sure this year, now that we have a car. But like I said, so much fun. If you ever get in the opportunity to get in one, do it just to feel it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got in and I told my husband, I was like, if we had more midget stuff around here, we would probably just race solely midget. But like James said, we don't have any midgets around here. Like
So
we
the
only have a
closest
couple
track-
shows a year.
Mhm.
But
And the
it is-
closest track is which one for
Fairbury?
Fairbury's the closest for midgets.
Yeah.
And how long does
Yep.
it take to get to Fairbury? You know,
a
I'm
little under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
About an
No.
hour 45. And then if you go down the road about another hour and a half, you can get down to Belleville. And then there's the track over in Beloit, Kansas. So you've probably got 7 or 8 midget shows that you could hit. But I mean, you've got a schedule where you're looking at 65, 70 shows. So,
Right.
you know, when you look at 8 or 9 to somebody that doesn't get to the racetrack too often, they might think, wow, holy cow, you go out and do that much. But you know, we're out here. You've got a 3-day weekend coming up. I just finished
Sure.
a 3-day weekend. I can't go to Houston's with you.
Ah,
I
you're
have to be
committed.
here.
You're
I was
committed.
thinking that.
Yeah, and if you're a secure guest host, if you're not here and I'm not here, then you can't just leave Bree and Becca.
No, and SCCA has a race Memorial Day weekend as well
Oh.
out at the airport, so it's going to be busy for racing in this town, which is
That's
great. We're going to
good.
cover all that. We're going to have the SCCA guys on as well, and maybe even one of their racers from out of town coming through. So, you know, this is your hub for all things motorsports, all things animals, all things prom dresses.
Oh no.
And
All
all
things
those other
big
things you can
kahunas.
do.
Big kahunas.
Don't forget to text us on 402-464-5685. And if you texted us tonight and you have a name you would like to be remembered by, text in your name. We will put you in our text list and we will call you by your name next time you text in. Thank you, Shaylee Dade, Bree Fansteel, James Rowland, and we will see you next Sunday on 93.7 The Ticket. This is The Finish Line.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers. At Fairway Meat Market, your family